Okay, so what's going on, guys? So today we're actually going to be talking about Kenobi or Obi Wan Kenobi. Um, Now, seeing how this has just concluded, we're going to be taking this up. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think it was good? Do you think it was bad? I do have my opinion, and you will hear it here on what I really thought about this show. I think it had its ups and its downs, but now this show takes place before A New Hope, which is pretty obvious, but it has two main storylines, right? One is the kidnapping of Leia, and the second one is Obi-Wan overcoming the situation with Anakin or Darth. Their little confrontation that was held in Revenge of the Sith. This is now concluded up until we get to A New Hope. That's the main two. Darth Vader is actually one of those characters I wasn't really expecting to be in this, but I wasn't surprised that he was in this. I was happy to see him. I was happy to see that they didn't disrespect the character. A couple other characters that are in this, you'll obviously see young Luke. You'll see young Leia Organa. A new character by the name of Reba, Uncle Owen, and his wife, and a group called the Inquisitor, and obviously Darth Vader himself. Now, in regards to the overall breakdown of this now, I guess it starts off with Leia being kidnapped, Reba, who's hunting Obi-Wan, who has lost his powers. One thing I didn't understand about that is, a Jedi losing his powers, but he's more settled into more normal life as he's watching over Luke. The inconsistency with that is, I would assume that because he's watching over Luke, he would be training. If I'm set to protect somebody, I'm going to be practicing my craft to make sure that at all times I'm ready just in case danger comes, which in this case, danger actually did come. Now, Darth is seeking revenge for what transpired with him, and Obi-Wan obviously is sent out or commissioned by the Organa family to rescue Leia after she's kidnapped. That's the general gist of all that transpired with this show. And like I said before, it had its highlights and it had its low points, but for the most part, the story kind of flowed for good or bad, right? The acting, I think some of the acting in this is one of the criticisms that I had here, right? I think it was subpar at best. I mean, Ewan McGregor, I think he did an okay job, but everyone else beyond Darth Vader, I wasn't really impressed with them, right? A couple of things that I did like about the show, though. I liked episode 3, their first confrontation between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. If you're gonna go the route where Obi-Wan all of a sudden can't remember how to use a lightsaber, or he can't remember how to use his force powers, I like the fact that they made Darth Vader all the more menacing. But again, I'm not understanding why Obi-Wan wasn't in his spare time, at the very least, training, why he just settled down into normalcy. That just seems like out of character for him, right? I appreciated the lightsaber battles, especially the one that was in episode 6. I like that. Listen, you're not gonna top, or not very many lightsaber battles outside of, Star Wars Rebels or Revenge, or any others like Emperor Strikes Back, are really gonna come close to the lightsaber battle that we had within Revenge of the Sith. That, I think, is top 5, might even be damn near top 3 in terms of lightsaber battles. Now, Obi-Wan living his normal life, because they chose to go that story route, I did appreciate the fact that they kind of stuck with it, right? Like showing him getting employment, working, hiding out, living out and God only knows where, right? If they're gonna go with that storyline, which, had I written this story, I wouldn't have gone that route, but whatever. At least they stuck with it. They showed him kind of with his in and outs and his struggles and whatnot, and I find that to be a good aspect. One thing I was really hoping for that they would go with, right? if they had gone the direction that Obi-Wan is being hunted by the Inquisitors on the second episode, when there is a warrant out for his arrest, or they have a bounty on him or whatnot, right? I was, maybe this is my own impressions, but I was hoping that they would kind of go the route of how John Wick did it, which is basically it's him against the whole city, right? But they did not. I was just hoping that they would do a lot more with that storyline. Of course, they kind of didn't. Hayden Christensen is back. I think he did a much better job. Maybe he improved his acting, but I think he did a much better job in this. I like the settings of this world. I like the fact that we're finally off of Tatooine. And then of course Darth Vader. Darth Vader is Darth Vader. Just let him do his thing. James Earl Jones voices this role. In episode 6, you can kind of hear a blend between his voice and Darth Vader's voice, or no, his voice and Hayden Christensen's voice, kind of like a mix between the two of them. I thought that was actually pretty cool to show the correlation between when he has the mask on, because he had gotten a slice on his face from Obi-Wan diving at him with the lightsaber. I thought it was pretty cool how they blended both of their voices to show, because that mask is now torn or ripped, some of Hayden's voice is slipping through, but the voice box still is in operation to some degree, at the very least. I like how they handled Darth Vader in this, especially in episode 3, where people are, when they heard that he's coming to town, people are hiding in their windows, and some people are standing outside waiting to see, and he's pulling people left, right, and center. At one point, he was even dragging one guy. I thought that was pretty cool. That's very fitting for a character like him. Couple of things I didn't like, though. Luke and Leia. Couldn't stand both of them. Especially Leia. Really couldn't stand her. I thought she was, not necessarily the acting, I just wasn't. One thing I hate about children being in the center of shows like this is, it's automatically going to be some kind of a rescue mission. Listen, this is supposed to be a galaxy far, 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 far away. There should be more families in this other than the Skywalkers. I think we've done enough with the Skywalkers. Maybe that's just my opinion, but there are other families out there that we might be able to build and establish on top of. But it seems to always center around these two. Why? Nostalgia, obviously, right? The overall plot of this is something that I didn't really like, because it's just a rescue mission. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple when you break down the storyline, right? Leia's kidnapped. Obi-Wan is summoned by the Organa family to go rescue her. He doesn't want to, because he's settled into regular life. He's watching over Luke. He agrees to doing it. He's confronted by his past. He has to overcome his past. He has to regain his powers. That's basically the gist of the show. That in a nutshell was basically the gist of all that transpired in this, right? Now, the idea that he wouldn't be training is just ludicrous to me, like I've told you before. And then even some of the way that this show looked, it looked like something that I would see off of the CW. I mean, this is Disney. In comparison to how they handled, even Boba Fett had better camera work than this. Even, especially like shows like The Mandalorian. When we're coming off of shows like that, I would expect the work to be a lot cleaner. I don't know what the budget was for this, but it couldn't have been anywhere close to what a show like The Mandalorian was, because the camera work just looked average. Overall, I can't really say that I, in the long run, enjoyed this show. Couple of episodes that I liked. I liked the last episode, and I liked the third episode. I think the fourth episode was one of the worst things I'd ever seen in terms of television. This is where, Obi-Wan starts regaining his force powers, and he breaks the glass from a fort that they're at, because that episode was filler. He breaks the glass and water spews out, and he's able to outrun the water and go into this other entrance, the door closes and no water seeps through. Stuff like that is just inconsistent and just in regards to bad writing. If I had to give the show any kind of a rating though, overall, I think I would give this show probably a 4 out of 10. I just really didn't enjoy this, and it at some point after episode 3, and then especially what they did with episode 4, it just became a chore to watch. Frankly, I think they redeemed themselves just a little bit with the lightsaber fight with Darth Vader, and then of course you get a flash of characters like Qui-Gon Jinn. He makes an appearance, but I just really didn't enjoy the show at all. I thought I would after episode 1, but yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. Let me know what you guys think, whether you agree with my opinions or whether you disagree, whether I missed anything, whether anything stood out to you, or whether you actually did really enjoy this. But whatever it is, I'll see you guys for the next one. See ya.